In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use a solar generator like this to solar power various items around your house, whether it be your refrigerator, your work from home setup, or anything that's under 1800 running watts, which I'll explain more later. The solar generator or power station, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to be using today is this FTC F1800. It has a unique feature that makes it so easy to solar power things. And this thing is super simple to operate, so anybody can get it up and running in a matter of minutes. If you've started looking into solar power, then I'm sure you know how intimidating some of this stuff can be. But after you watch this video, you're going to know exactly how to start using solar power in your house. My name's Eli, welcome to What's Next. This channel is all about making solar power simple. And that's why I love power stations like the FTC F1800, because it combines all the necessary solar components into one simple, easy to use package. You don't have to worry about wiring or any of that complicated stuff. As you can see, it has 3 AC ports here on the back, along with a port where you can plug in a solar panel. We'll come back to solar panels in a moment, because first I just want to give you an idea of what a power station like this is capable of. You can power things off the battery within the F1800 just by plugging things into it. This is super useful for when the power goes out. The battery size of power stations like this is measured in watt hours. This one has a 1024 watt hour battery. Let me plug some things into it to give you some real world examples of what a 1024 watt hour battery can power. It can run a box fan for 14 hours. It can run a lamp for 99 plus hours. It can run a small TV for 20 hours. It can run my whole work from home setup, including my Wi-Fi router, for 13 hours. And just my Wi-Fi alone will run for over 99 hours. It also has multiple USB ports here on the front so you can charge small devices. Here I have a phone, a tablet, and a camera plugged in. All of this is pulling 24 watts, giving us a runtime of 30 hours. But of course, once those devices are fully charged, they're going to stop pulling watts, and you're probably going to unplug them, so your runtime's actually a lot longer than that. It also has a light here on the front, which is great for when the power goes out. If you plug a full-size refrigerator into it, you can see on the screen it says we're pulling 64 watts and it'll run for 12 hours. However, refrigerators actually cycle on and off throughout the day. So when the fridge stops running, those watts are going to decrease and our runtime is going to increase. Sometimes my fridge pulls close to 300 watts whenever it's actively cooling, so you can see how it varies throughout the day. Most full-size refrigerators use about 1500 watt hours per day, and as I mentioned, this is a 1024 watt hour battery. So you're probably looking at around 14 hours of runtime, which is still pretty good if the power goes out. But here's what makes a power station like the F1800 so cool. To add solar power to it, all you have to do is plug a solar panel in. Here I have the FTC 200 watt panel that you can get in a bundle with the F1800. With the panel plugged in, you can see I'm currently getting 144 watts of solar input, which tells me the battery's going to be fully charged in 30 minutes. And today is kind of cloudy, so I'm actually really impressed with this little 200 watt panel. 141 watts of input in these conditions is pretty impressive. You can use other panels though, whether it be a larger folding panel like the ZoPower 450 watt panel, or even a more permanent outdoor panel like the CallSun 215 watt bifacial panel. I tell you what though, if you like portability and easy storage, this FTC panel is really good. Look how small that folds up. You'll see some numbers here on the back of the FTC that tell you which solar panels you can use. First of all, it says XT60 input. That's just the type of port that it uses. It uses an XT60 port. It also says 11.5 to 60 volts. Every solar panel should have some numbers listed on the back. The one that we're looking for is the VOC, or open circuit voltage. On this 200 watt FTC panel, the open circuit voltage is 21.6 volts, which is within our parameters of 11.5 to 60, so we're good. Any panel between 11.5 and 60 should work fine. It also says 500 watts max. This just means that it's not going to pull any solar input over 500 watts. Whatever solar panel you go with is going to have cables with MC4 connectors on the end. So you just need a cable like this with MC4 connectors on one end to plug into the solar panel and an XT60 plug on the other end to plug into the FTC. And fortunately the FTC does come with this cable. So let's go ahead and solar power something. I'm going to start with my whole work from home setup, including my computer, monitor, and Wi-Fi router. This desk has a built-in power strip that I've plugged my monitor and my Wi-Fi router into. So I'm going to plug the power strip and the computer into the F1800. Now I'm going to set my solar panel out in the sunlight. To get my solar panel out here in the sun, it is kind of far away, so I'm gonna have to add 2 more cables. I've got a positive one and a negative one, and they have these same MC4 connectors on either end. So I'm gonna plug one end into the solar panel, and the other end is gonna be plugged into this XT60 adapter that came with the FTC. There we go. Now I can plug the XT60 into the back of the FTC. And so now we've got about 70 watts going out to my work from home setup, and we've got 112 watts of solar coming in. So we have a surplus of energy coming in, which means we are actively charging the battery. It says the battery is going to be charged in 2 hours. As long as we have more energy coming in than what's going out, then we can run indefinitely. So just like that, my work from home setup is solar powered. But you might be thinking, what about at night, or if it's cloudy for a few days? Won't the battery run out? Well, that's where the FTC really stands out. It has a built-in eco mode that's going to make sure that even if your battery runs out, your work from home setup or whatever you're solar powering is not going to lose power. So I'm going to take the included wall charging cable that came with the FTC, and I'm going to plug that in the back of the FTC, and then plug the other end into the wall. So what did that do? What Eco Mode does is it prioritizes using the FTC battery, which is being charged by our solar panel. But then as a last resort, it can pull power from the grid. So let's say you have a few cloudy days in a row with little to no solar input coming in. As your work from home setup runs off of your battery is going to start to deplete. Once your battery depletes down to 10%, the FTC is going to automatically start pulling power from the wall. This way, your work from home setup will never lose power. Once the sun comes back out, your solar panel is going to be charging your battery again, and your work from home setup is going to be running off of that. Eco Mode has to be enabled in the FTC app, unfortunately. I really wish there was like a physical button that you could push to turn on Eco Mode. But the app is pretty easy to use, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. I'm using my work from home setup as an example, but this applies to anything that you might want to power, whether it be your fridge, your TV, anything that pulls less than 1800 running watts. Just know that the more watts your item draws, the faster your battery is going to deplete. So if you're using this for your fridge, for example, the Eco Mode is going to kick in and pull watts from the grid a lot more often than it would if you were powering something small like a TV. But every second that you're running something off of solar rather than the grid, you're saving a little bit of money on your power bill. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is going to make a huge difference on your power bill, because it won't. If you have 400 to 500 watts worth of solar panels plugged in year round, you should generate about 500 kilowatts of solar energy annually, which is enough to save you about $75 to $100 per year on your power bill. Now the good thing is the F1800 has a 5-year warranty and a 10-year lifespan. Now as I mentioned earlier, there is a FTC app that you can connect to the F1800. It has all the features you need. You can see the battery percentage, your input and output, and remotely turn on and off all the ports and the light. It also has several settings you can tweak, and you can switch between Eco Mode and a regular UPS mode. The regular UPS mode makes it so that, let's say you have a computer plugged into the power station and the power station plugged into the wall, the power station is going to basically just allow grid power to pass through it to the computer. But if the power goes out, it'll automatically switch to the FTC battery power, so your computer never misses a beat. UPS stands for uninterruptible power supply. Also, when you have the FTC plugged into the wall to charge it, you have this little knob on the front where you can physically adjust the amount of watts coming in. I love when power stations have this little physical adjustment knob instead of having to use the app. It makes it so quick and easy to adjust your charging speed. It can go all the way up to 1200 watts, but I leave mine down at 400 watts because that's supposed to be better for the lifespan of the battery. So there you go. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you want to purchase anything that I mentioned in this video, I'll leave the links down below in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'll see you in the next one.